Hello, I'm ibxtoycat, and this is my creative world that I have spent genuinely 10 years now goofing off and building all sorts of things in the creative part of it. This includes a lot of my weird projects that you have or haven't seen in various videos, but the point today is that I would like to add a fun, interactive element to it. Right now, it's kind of a gallery to my creative builds that I made over time for various videos, but I figured what might be fun if there is a interactive way that you could play around with this, because I think, the most recent Minecraft update added something which was really silly to me, which is the ability to crawl. And crawling by itself is not necessarily silly. In fact, it's something a lot of people like, but something you might not know about crawling is one of the weird side effects of it, which is that you can actually jump while crawling. And to show you what I mean by that, let's place a bunch of trapdoors over here, and then let's place down one of these on ourselves, and let's show you the fact that I can actually jump right here, meaning what I can do, weirdly enough, is I can try and jump over this gap. Okay, I think I might need Swift Sneak for that. But yeah, you can see how, okay, so let's get myself out of here. The fact that you can do this sort of stuff is very wacky in my opinion, because it leads to the ability to, one, it means you can fly while crawling, which is very weird for creative, and two, it means we can make some very unique parkour. Because I was thinking, what if we made a parkour map where none of the parkour actually was, simple as jump from one thing over to the next, etc., and instead it involved something much more fun, which is just doing silly things with crawling, which we'll be doing with Swift Sneak clearly, but also while using the Elytra, which might be fun by itself, but also while using a Riptide Trident. The Riptide Trident is a very fun thing if you haven't used it already, but just to give you the, again, like I felt like for a very brief explanation, Riptide allows you to fly real fast, which means when we have Riptide at level 3, which we'll have right now, we can do some really fun things which will allow us to launch ourselves into the sky. We give is that just a random single salmon here? This could be real fun for, like, okay, make it over to the top of the pickaxe, you've got to fly, oh, I think I killed the salmon, you got to fly, and then you got to try and land on there, which is surprisingly hard to do. Might require some feather falling boots, actually, and so, yeah, that is my plan today. We're going to make ourselves a parkour in this world, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, why isn't it a big salmon? I mean, it's dead now, mostly because it isn't a big salmon. That's what's important, right? So, yeah, the plan is to do this kind of in the sky above the rest of the Let's Play world, because then it'll be very clear where the parkour is. If we try to do it on the ground, it'll get mixed up with all the things that I've built here over the years. Does anyone have any, anyone have a favorite thing that they see in this world? I always get nostalgic, like, oh, I remember building that panda. I remember I built that ginger cat over there, because I was like, what people want to see is tutorials on how to live inside of cats, and apparently I was wrong. But, yeah, the key thing to say of all of this world is, that it is one of my favorites, and we do have to be kind of, cautious with it. But first, before we can be cautious of anything else, I'm going to make myself a set of, boots, and, indeed some leggings that are going to be nice and enchanted in the right way. By the way, hello everyone, I'm ibxtoycat. Is that enough of an intro explanation? It's going to be more of a casual stream, but I always like to at least have a solid explanation before we get into the weird, mess aroundery. Because ultimately, one of the most fun ways to play Minecraft is to not really know what you're diving into, and to kind of experiment along the way. That's where so much of the best fun will come from. And that's kind of what I want to do here today. It is making a map that I hope people will enjoy at some point, if people ever do download this world, of course. It is, right now there's no way to do that, but maybe in future it'd be nice to add that way. But I think it's still fun to mess around with stuff. So, just to give an example of how we're going to do parkour, we could just have a nice simple, again, this is showing the pure proof of concept. We can set up something as simple as this, right? It is a crawl corridor, and then we let people crawl themselves in, and then you remove a single block, and now you jump over it, and you're great. And then we could say jump over another block, and it's a little bit harder, but you can start nice and simply like that, but then you could move down to, like, okay, what if you have to crawl and then do a jump into something where you want to crawl again? So, hypothetically, right, you could, that's a fun little simple concept by itself, but hypothetically, you could make it so you gotta crawl out of the crawl and into a regular position. So down there, maybe we could say. I actually wonder what would happen if we put a trapdoor like there, but like facing. So we'll put a trapdoor underneath this block so that it will open and kind of shut on you. So when you jump out onto that, yeah, that'll do some weird things, I think. So just alone, we'll jump in, we'll jump over this, we'll jump over that, we'll open this trapdoor, Although this should be a block further apart than that, I think. Which, I'm surprised you can do that from all the way up here. That seems incorrect, but it's fine. So you got to jump over this block, through the trapdoor, into that. Which, it shouldn't be that tricky, right? But it feels like it will be. So we'll also make it like a bit to the left and the right. And now, can you make this jump? Oh, okay, you can. But that makes you then go up into the sky. So maybe we could then place more blocks to make these gaps even trickier and even weirder to look at. Also our black one-legged skeeve, one of the more obscure parts of the Toycat lore. It's crazy. When I built that, I thought it was like a fun little thing. But there was a little phase in there. Also, wow, this is tricky. There was a little phase in there somewhere where people were like, oh, yeah, Toycat, I don't know if you should be having that in there. And it took me a moment to, like, I really couldn't work it out. Also, you can do that without jumping, which is even more interesting if you ask me. So you can make a surprising amount of parkour just using your crawls. However, I think using grass for this is a little bit bland. So that's where I think using something that rhymes with glass might be a bit better. So red stained glass, or maybe blue stained glass, because it's going to be the sky, could be a much better block to do the exact same thing. Just like this. It now makes the parkour feel like it's just random blocks that you happen to be traversing in a weird way. And we use grass for the floor still, which means we can look like this and kind of force people to crawl in weird little patterns that shouldn't be too hard, but might prove to be anyway. So we'll just make a big old roof above it all. And then we could force people to uncrouch for a bit to get out of it, maybe. Also, isn't it just regular one-legged, Steve? Yeah, I can't believe all of you guys are seeing color as the most important part of black one-legged Steve. He literally has one leg, but people still put black before one-legged. I mean, it's, yeah, it's, also that, so we're gonna have now a gap between that and there. So it's kind of the opposite of before. You have to jump and make it into the center. And then what we'll do is we'll make that bring you up, where there could then be like a ladder over here, which brings you onto the top of it. Okay, this is my fun idea. Oh, you can't place ladders on glass, which is a really useful fact to know. And then we do the same thing. One-legged black Steve gang, rise up, says Scoopski Cat. I really do think that the days of making videos in this world were like simpler to me in a way that I thought was really fun. Like, yeah, you line up the video, you get it right. Like, people seem to really enjoy just like, okay, staying on topic. We get everything like built and ready. And good to go. I feel like the video system we use right now is just a little bit more confusing. Also, if I ever add snakes to Minecraft, I want to name one Crawley. Okay, we're gonna get down here. You know, Crawley sounds like a good name, but it's actually a place in the UK, so you gotta keep that in mind. So then we climb up to here, and then we could have like another trapdoor forcing you to go down, maybe. So we'll place trapdoors on top of all these things. And then we'll try to... We'll force it so that people have to crawl in some way. So, by default, you're going to climb up there and nothing's going to happen. You want to go up, and then you want to... Oh, have I activated another one of these? Oh, so these aren't going to work for me unless I go... There we go. Hey, thank you! Whoa! Chris H, thank you so much for... I didn't realize... £27.20. Thank you so much for the massive tip, my man. Appreciate it a lot. Hope you're doing wonderfully, Chris. I really cannot state.
I just started a new channel, and I need to ask, how did you get people to start watching your videos?
Honestly, so it's all algorithm. Like, the craziest thing about YouTube is it used to be quite easy advice to give. Is like, yeah, you need to either be popular on search or, you know, you need to find some niche out there, and then, people will share videos in some way. You could even just be like, yeah, go on forums or whatever. Nowadays, the easy advice like that isn't there as much. So now I'm going to force people to crawl, I think, after this. Because if you force people to crawl, you can force them to go through a hole. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll have trapdoors at first. And then we'll replace them with big, solid blue blocks that will force people to crawl if they want to make it through. Because obviously you can't climb over one of these blocks otherwise. So... There's a block going here, and a block going here, and a block going there. And then, once people have gone through all of these, then they can make it to the next area. If they can find the next area, though. I'm working with a simple concept here, but it should be fun. I think Super Chat noises are coming through a speaker. Just another reason to use Streamlabs Just, there's a fun reminder. No, okay, we should have fixed that now, hopefully. But no, I want to give you great advice, Player Unknown. But here's the scoop. If I knew how to make people watch my videos, I would be doing a much... I am still working on a flawed premise of how this works, and every day I am learning something new. And I hope that the things that I learn are good enough. So, to try and stay crouched around here is kind of tricky. We'll place a ladder there, which we don't want to have in the long term, but place a ladder there, just so we can place other blocks on the side of it. And then a block there, and we're good. Wonderful. Hey, Chris H, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. The 386. Oh, my counting system. I want to show you it, but it can't. It's died for some reason. I'll have to unplug it and replug it. Huh? When did it die? Okay, so I can't make the number go up, but it's 387 right now. Welcome to the harem, as we like to say on this channel. Yeah, I think now what might be fun is to play around with the expectation of crawling into not crawling into not crawling. Also, why are you dead? I'm sorry, Clock. Why am I dead? Is a really good question. And the answer is, of course, in the same way that... also, by the way, you could probably cheat this by just going up there. I think we have to deliberately make it a bit longer. There we go. Problem solved. We fixed all of our issues. Oh. Although even then, not even. So you have to make this go higher. So just make it a nice long tunnel. There we go. So yeah, this is a really, really simple parkour so far. There's not anything going on with it that's too interesting. And so now we need to work out how to up the ante. We've done the basics here, right? We've got something that's nice. We're gonna crawl people along to the next section. However, if you want to make things more intriguing than just jump over some gaps, try to make sure you're crawling. I think but trying to make people crawl on non-solid blocks could be kind of fun. So, for example, how do you think crawling works when it's like this? Let's find out. So, if I crawl, can I crawl on this ladder? The answer should be yes. So I can go, yeah, I think I can go if I break the ladder and then replace it. I'm going to try and, there we go. So you can, in fact, crawl on a ladder. So there's got to be some way to use that mechanic to my advantage to force people not to, to force people to crawl on the ladder to get over a gap somehow. Maybe you could make it like ladders on both sides of the gap. So like, hypothetically, could you make that jump in crawling? I doubt so. So I think you need like a half block of some form. So like, maybe you gotta, or maybe can you crawl on fences? Yeah, let's put some daylight detectors down. First of all, just to make the crawling more interesting, right? Like, okay, watch out. You gotta go up and over some bumps. And then, to make this work, we need a vertical block that isn't all the way fully out. So I feel like people use fences for that mostly, but we could use a staircase. Yeah, let's use just a simple, humble staircase. That gives us a little bit more space. No, even then, it's not really doing what I want it to, is it? I want it to be like kind of a hard jump to make. But I guess by giving people a little block extra, they might just be able to make that one right there. If you sprint into it, you'll be great. Also, I can't tell you how much I appreciate learning pick block from you. I've learned so much, but pick block is so helpful. Yeah, honestly, okay, this is the truth about basically anything. It's one of the reasons a lot of people struggle with, oh, there we go, you can do it. Okay, that's fun. That's really fun if you ask me. I love that that is how that works. So then we just have a nice standard, parkour's interesting when you're just like, oh, and look, now we have a ladder. Try and jump to the ladder. We'll do something like this just to get people moving away. So I think that is how we could do things. Just jump over that. And then we'll have people jump. I guess we could do the same thing again, but a block up now. So now people have to jump over to that. Can you make it? I think there's definitely an extra block that you can make that from. I think this is probably the exact limit of what you can technically make. I guess you could do it with both ladders there, but yeah. So I think the simple technique is we put a ladder there, give us a little bit of extra runway, and see if that jump is makeable. Spider parkour. Yeah, that's basically what I'm making right here. I guess we could go for like an actual spider parkour theme, right? That's a fun idea. Turn people into a spider while we make it. go black and red about the whole thing. It feels like it's been a while since I've seen One-Legged Steve. Yeah, I feel like this is one of my favorite things in this world. It gives me a huge batch of nostalgia every time I see it. And I'm like, man, I bet there are people who would like to enjoy this too. It's part of the reason why I want to make these like games in the world, right? Is because if people ever do get to experience this world, it'd be nice to give people a reason to, so that they can see the rest of the nostalgia. Because even looking around the rest of this, by the way, like you might, I don't know, like for example, this is my regular creative world, but just over there is my PS4 creative world. Over here are some of my giant builds I made in the early days of Minecraft Bedrock. It's got years worth of history mixed in. Also, Spider Course as a Dasher. Ooh, a 3D pumpkin pie. The world is filled with little surprises. I have a 40-minute video tour I made a while ago, going through it. But yeah, one of the things I think a lot of hyper-specialized YouTube channels struggle with is basically every subject can be boiled down on some level to like a more simple piece of knowledge, right? So if you learn the thing about pick block, that is maybe the most useful building technique you will ever learn from a YouTube video. I can try and tell you, you can try and learn so much more, but it will pale in comparison to what you've just learned right there. So by the way, I think we're going to have to conclude that this is not working unless we do one of those there, maybe. Yeah, I think that's how you balance it out. You just make it like a little bit easier. And so now from here, we go back into crawling. So how do we force people to crawl? We put a trapdoor down. I think I'm going to switch trapdoors. So what's the best trapdoor for spiders? I think this is the most spidery looking. But we'll go for red, and we'll go for black concrete now. And we'll try to go for like a giant spider kind of vibe. Worst case, it looks like a spider's floating in the sky. Best case, it looks better than that. So I actually have a spider in my world already. It's kind of 2 black boxes with some red eyes. So we'll work around that. We'll have like we'll have a clear entrance into this place by being like, yeah, here are these spider eyes. How do you get yourself in there? That's something you can work out. So that's 1 spider eye, and this can be 2 spider eyes. There we go. So that's what the spider eyes are gonna look like, chat. Oh god, this is horrifying. Yeah, we'll make it so you have to kind of jump into the... Oh, wait, what? Have you ever seen that message before, chat? I love that I've been playing Bedrock for genuinely 6 years now, and I'm still finding out new things about the game, such as error messages that I just didn't assume existed. Also, is it okay for a spider to do blackface? You seen a yeah, what does that mean? Are you using your old camera, or is the connection bad? Try turning it up to 1080. If that doesn't work, I'm going to check that I have my thing set to 1080. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's it might be on you, I think. Or maybe I'm just tiny in the corner of the screen. You want me to be bigger? But no, by the way, to go back to Chris H, I really want to finish off by saying the sport is something that really means a lot to me. Like, I think self-doubt is something it's really easy to struggle with when you have every metric in the world. Like, you ever been in the real world and, you have a little bit of anxiety about, like, okay, so making this is actually quite hard, right? But in theory, you can do that, I bet. So how would you do this, chat? Oh, yeah, you can do that. Okay, that's fun. So we just put a black block there and there. So you're meant to jump on and then jump there. Okay, so then you have to replace it, I think. Maybe? Yeah, this is okay, so I did manage to force myself to crawl, but I wonder if that was a fluke. This is okay, so you put it down and then up. Okay, so maybe we jump onto the up, right? And then okay, so that isn't working as easily as it once did, so we'll remove these and then say there has to be a tunnel really early on in there. Yeah, there we go. So we'll do the same on this side later. But for now, this should work again now. Okay, so I did temporarily crawl, but it didn't do what I wanted it to. Okay, so that is very, very, very strange. There is definitely a way to make this work, chat. I did it before. Yeah, see, you saw... Okay, so is that only because the block was down under there, though? Okay, also you get trapped in once you do this. So Unless there's a way to... I guess we could put it slightly inwards, right? If we put the spider eye in like that. Or we put the spider eye in like this even. So theoretically, just by... You could like do that maybe. Spiders have 6 eyes. I am somehow not dead yet, have 2 kids, and not living with my mother. I don't understand how this is the case either. I think, yeah, I really do think the world doesn't, like, spend enough time, like, saying, like, yeah, sure, this is the... That some people look at that and go, like, yeah, well, that's just what you meant to have. But, like, what you're meant to have is a lot of hard work. Idea, make a stronghold out of only end blocks. I actually really like that idea, Uvula Bean 8126. I really do like that idea. Yeah, I don't know how to make this this challenge work correctly, chat. Make them crawl through cobwebs. Oh, there's a fun idea. Yeah. So if we put cobwebs below the spider mouth, you can force people into that, right? Nope, you cannot. Okay, we'll put it back on the outside again. Okay, so now we put cobwebs there. And then we can activate the cobwebs so we crawl into them. Okay, chat, I'm going to be honest with you here. Oh, there we go, it works. Okay, so now we're just going to crawl. Oh no, I'm not going to make it in time. Okay, you can make it. Okay, so that's actually quite fun. Yeah, I like that a lot. We place spider eyes and then a single cobweb in front of each of them. And then we... Yeah, that's a surprisingly goofy but working thing, right? So then we can place a lot of black behind her. And behind that. And then you're going to be crawling through a spider, which makes it spidercore. Okay, so again, we activate that down deliberately, and then we walk towards the wall. And there, yeah, wow, it works. That is goofy that it works. But this is the sort of thing that creative is made for. I believe you made a stronghold out of end blocks and is never already. Yeah, I made an end portal room. The weird thing about basically every project is after a certain while, you're just scaling up things you've already done. And sometimes creatively, it's more fun to work on something brand new, you know? Also, can you jump while crawling in a way that's productive? Do you think, okay, so what's like a good half block? Like a deep slate? Chiseled deep slate. If we use some chiseled deep slate, do you think we could have, for example, people crawl up onto the tile here? Wait, no, you have to have it be there first, then there. So people will be crawling, then they'll be crawling. And then you could have them jump up onto this block, hypothetically, right? Just purely hypothetically. Also, you can use white stairs to make fang platforms. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I like the idea of, you know, making some spooky spider stuff. If we're using cobwebs, let's make players crawl through lava too. Yeah, we could do that. That is a thing you can do. You're right. Okay. So get some fire resistance potions and then be like, okay, here comes the lava parkour. Yes, I'm thinking the inside of the spider should be a big kind of... So again, we'll test this works first. I'm thinking we're going to make it a bit of a maze. I've wanted to make a maze since the update came out, but we haven't had a like decent excuse to. This is my excuse. Okay, let me in. Oh no, let me in. No. Okay, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. We're going to be fine. So once we get in, we have to go to this side to test that this works. So here's the thing. I'm now in 1.5 blocks. Oh no, I'm crouching, not crawling. Okay. You gotta be very careful not to go full 1.5 blocks, or you get trapped like this, which is fun, but not very useful. So how do I get up to the next layer? I guess I could jump it. Oh, you can. Okay, so that is actually quite interesting. You can force people to crouch, and then use one of these to force them to crouch again. And then we'll do the same over here, like... You force people into a crouch, and then... Yeah, it's weird. When you force people into crawling, that's the only way to make it through this gap, even though they're already crouching, which is interesting. Can we do the reverse? Make it so you have to crouch and not crawl? Yeah, it seems like a good idea. His horse is... Also, next project, Crunchcore. Okay, so a spider is one big... Again, I have to look at my big spider every time. It's like one big blob, and then it's connected to a second one. So, I don't know how I got lost. Where am I? Here I am. So this is my spider's face, but it's going to be connected to a much bigger behind via a small tunnel. Like is always the case. So, yeah, the tunnel can look like that. maybe we'll see if it works, but we'll make the tunnel look like this for now. And we'll kind of go for like comically sized proportions on this spider, just to be fun with it, right? So our comically sized proportions look like this. Very nice. Yeah, I mean it looks a bit like a spider's, like a you know the thing that is white that people have in Minecraft. Sorry, what's the name of the guy from Minecraft Dungeons that isn't a type of whale? Looks at the field of hundreds of random builds. I have no idea how I got lost. Yeah, I remember one of my old builds I used to like the idea of was building a city. I think I need to have one of those around here just to tie the whole place together. That looks like a leech baby. Okay, now we're gonna have a giant cube going around here. So first things first, I feel like it's always easier to do these with the fill command. When you're building a cube above a certain size, it just starts to make sense too. So we're gonna build black concrete here. It's gonna be lovely. And now we know that 2 by 2 is that way. So now we want to make it like 8 by 8 maybe. It's got to be at least 8 by 8, yeah. So this is going to be a very thick spider. I'm going to warn you now. If you have a problem with thick spiders, you're going to have a problem with what you're about to see. But we'll make it 7 by 7 by 7. And then make it hollow on the inside. Pro tip, always make it hollow on the inside. Just like... okay, wait, so that's 5. You make it hollow on the inside like everyone who says they care about you. But no, yeah, so imagine in the real world, like everyone has a... Oh, man. That almost lines up too. That's the worst bit. So now we just have to... Does this line up? No, that's 4 over the edge. And this is 5 over the edge. So we remove all of these blocks. We just pretend they don't exist. And then we're just going to retry that one again. You know when I said that it's so much faster and easier? I think I might have to take some of that back. Okay, so we go to right here. We go up 1 block. And then we try it again from here. And now, just like that, we have a big... Is that what spiders look like? That's definitely what spiders look like. And then we'll have some silly little legs coming off that. The closest thing we have to pure black is probably polished deep slate. I don't know why that didn't come up there, but polished deep slate slabs. And we'll just use these to make some silly looking legs. So, silly looking leg 1. Yeah, this is a high quality spider. How many legs do spiders have, chat? I think it's 6, right? Yeah, it's definitely 6. Yeah, if it was more than 6, someone in chat would let me know. But surely it is 6, and so we're all good to go. Yep, that is that's our first leg. I think spiders are famous for having 6 legs. Like people like to say, yay, this spider isn't scary. This is my gift to people who have arachnophobia everywhere. I have officially made my spider not scary on your behalf. We can make it so you have to climb over these legs later. That could be some fun. Okay, there we go. It might be horrifying if his legs reach the ground. Oh, that would be real horrifying, huh? That'd be the most horrifying thing. But yeah, I think we're gonna probably from here. So this is all fun and games. We're gonna have a big old cruel parkour section. I do want to work on that. So it's gonna be inside here. There's gonna be like 2 sections, I think. There's gonna be a light section and a dark section. So we'll do the same thing we just did previously, but with light blocks now. So if you're curious, by the way, light blocks are a way to light places without having specifically light things in there. I think it's so handy for building when you want to have light, but you're not really sure how. So I think it's light block 15 is how we're gonna do this. No, what is the data? Light block light level equals 14. I'll put it on like 9. I feel like that's fair. Okay, I still didn't get it right because we got to put that there. There we go. So as you can see, it's now light on this side, but dark on this side. Isn't that fun? Yes, that is fun. And now we're going to make people crawl through a weird set of tunnels. Do you like my spider, by the way, chat? I think this is a beautiful spider. I think this is what a spider should be, and therefore is. What about one block crawl space filled with deep water, drowning working as a timing mechanic? Oh, that's a fun idea. You could give someone a yeah, you could even give them like a potion or something like that. Yeah, I like the idea of using water too. I might mix in some water into the spider. I mean, do spiders have any water inside of them? I killed a spider recently. Not by choice. I'm not a spider fan. I'm just gonna come out and say it right now. I didn't think the new Spider-Man movies were that good. I'm sorry, spiders. I know it's part of your culture, but I felt like they, I feel like, you know, they phoned it in a little bit. Anyway, so the point here is that, oh yeah, this is gonna be a weird parkour. The point is to say that I'm not a big spider fan, and so when one comes and tries to terrorize me, do not enjoy it. Do not enjoy it at all. I mean, I know in his life I'm the murderer of him, but he terrorized me. I was just acting in self-defense. Anyway, so now if we put a block there and a block there, we won't crawl through. If we put a block there and a daylight detector up there, though, okay. So this is my curiosity. We're gonna test all these things now, chat. I want to know your guesses because oh, you can't put a daylight detector on the top of a block. What if we put it on the bottom and then we put one of these on the top? Okay, then we won't go through the gap. What if we put one on the bottom and then we put one on the top? So like that. And then one there. Yeah, chat, how do you feel this is going to go? Do you think I'm going to be forced into crouching or I can still crawl? Because if I'm still crawling, then all I have to do is then place a slab there. That should work, right? Okay, I think I'm breaking new ground in the space here. Then we could use one of these blocks on top. Okay, wait. No, and then one of those blocks on yeah, that should work too. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this will work. Chat, what do you think? Will this work? First of all, will that onto that work? But then more importantly, will this onto that work and will that onto that work? I don't know about, I really do not know. I think this one here might be pushing it. That one there might be pushing it. Yeah, we might have to bring the ceiling down. Yeah, we bring the ceiling down, not the block down. But then we're back where we started. Wait. Yeah, okay, you know what, chat? I don't know what I'm looking at. This looks like it should work. This looks like it might work. No, it's not, because it's just the bottom of the block. The fact that it's a daylight detector is doing nothing for it. It has to be more of a partial block. So what other partial blocks are there in Minecraft? So, you know, this is a handy thing to know usually. I think like a grindstone might be a good example, because it's... You see that? It doesn't take up the full of the block. And so we have a block on top of it. It's going to leave some space underneath. It doesn't leave much space underneath. We need something that doesn't use up all of the bottom of the space. So if we place it on the ceiling, for example... I think an end rod could be a good example. I think a hopper. Yeah, a hopper's gonna be great. Okay, that is gonna work, right, chat? What do you think? Can you fit through this gap between the one block and the between this bottom here and the hopper there? I don't have any clue. I'm going to find out with the rest of you. Lanterns? Yeah, lanterns are a good example. If that doesn't work, we'll try a lantern over here. Okay, so we're just gonna... Oh, yeah, that looks like it goes way lower. But I'd be open to learning that it doesn't. Okay, so, chat, I am so curious. But yeah, so, to just vaguely talk about, like, I don't know, one of the weird things on insecurity is, like, I feel like it's fairly normal to be insecure in your life and think, like, you know... Do people like me? Do people look at me and say, wow, who's that guy? He looks real weird. Or, you know, do people respect me? You know, people have insecurities about everything. It's one of the things you almost need to have in the world. You know, insecurities are not inherently a bad thing. However, okay, so, interestingly... Wait, why am I crawling right now? Okay, oh, you have to crawl to be under the trapdoor. That is unintuitive. Okay, so just crawl... Go through the corner. Okay, this first gap here, I make it through. This doesn't look like you should make it, right, chat? Can we all agree on that? Just real quick. Can we agree that it doesn't look like you should be able to make it over this daylight detector? That gap looks way too tiny. So gap 1, we made it. Gap 2? Okay, we're definitely going to make gap 2. But it looks like it's going to make me crouch. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so gap 2, no crouching required. Gap 3 now, no crouching required. We are still in crawl, and we've gone up a half block. So we've worked out a crawling staircase. However, can we go down under here? Oh, we can! Oh, you can go underneath a hopper, chat. So if you want to go down, use a hopper. Or you can use a lantern. Man, this is information 0 people need to know in their life. But I am very pleased with regardless. You know, this is a video I want to make, chat. The daylight detector is definitely a bug. What do you reckon, chat? Look at this from third person. Okay, do you think I should make it through this gap in front of me? Oh, actually, okay. Looking at it here, my head does look a little bit big, doesn't it? Like, at least here, yeah. I don't know, actually. New frontier here. I'm gonna lower view people of the internet. I would love to make a video about just weird things you can do while crouching. This is fascinating to me. I love these weird quirks of Minecraft. As long as it's bigger than a half slab, it works. There's a anonymous. Yeah, but what's confusing about that is the fact that you start to crouch at 1.5 blocks and you stop being able to crawl at 0.6 blocks. Use snow layers. So snow layers seem like they're a good solution, right? But they're a solution for the wrong side of the problem. Okay, so to show you what I mean by that, here is some snow layers. If I want to come from here down to the ground, I can place a block there, but now you're forced to go through this block, which you won't fit. So you place a block there, and then you can maybe, I don't know, place some snow layers on top. Doesn't work. I guess you could place, like, some there, and then some... Wait, where can I place more stop snow? Chat, have I broken something? Huh? Can then... Okay, so am I... If anyone knows, please tell me. Oh, it's light blocks. There's light blocks there maybe that are messing it up. Why can't I place... It took... I felt like something had broken in my brain or elsewhere. Do it. You need a new idea daily. The thing is, though, again, so, I feel like when most people get insecure, you can really easily reassure yourself, like, well, I mean, like, you know, it's fine. And honestly, believing it's fine is like 70% of things being fine. Also, I wasn't feeling claustrophobic during crawl mining, but crawling inside of a spider fills me with unease. I'm glad that it's working correctly. But, on the internet, it's like if someone said, you know, if you have a fear like, oh yeah, I'm just not as interesting as I used to be or something, there's a YouTube metric there to be like, yeah, well, actually, you know, if your views averaged 50,000 views before, they're averaging 30,000 right now. Viewers aren't watching for as long. They aren't finding this topic as engaging. And it's like, it's weird because that is both the most useful and the least useful thing to hear. Like, just depending on your perspective, and that's the weird part about it. Is like, that might be the perfect thing that you need to hear right now, definitely. Or it might be the exact wrong thing that why would anyone tell you? And there's no way really to be sure which one's which. So I think this would work as a crawl, right? We'll do a quick test. Okay, so yeah, you can crawl. Oh, so this is too tall. We need to place another top snow. So isn't that so arbitrary, chat? Like, when you crawl through this gap, it seems to work. But if the top snow was this tall, then it would be enough to crouch, and this amount is enough to crawl. If there's a block over here, isn't that like incredibly counterintuitive? So for this last bit, we could like kind of mess people up, force them to learn this fact. Okay, so. This is quite hard to do, actually. So this is a cruel parkour moment. We'll place one of these up there. And then jump up. No, can't do it. Why aren't cave spiders called mineshaft spiders? They don't spawn in caves, they spawn in mineshafts. Code blank. You know, I really want to know. I feel you as a content creator haven't changed since 2020. People aren't as interested in Minecraft now the pandemic is over. That's one of the things I see. Yeah, a lot of people do overestimate you know, themselves versus the headwinds. But also, I see a lot of people who underestimate their own impact on their own life, which is a bad bet. Okay, so we crouch and we can do that. Which I think is like a bad bet to make. Like, betting against yourself is a poor guess, in my opinion. Okay, so the crawl parkour is going well so far. I think it's fair to say. We're going to break a hole into the top here. And then we're going to work out how we can make this more interesting. So right now, we're kind of just goofing off with the mechanics, which is fun. But I think, yeah, we put like a trapdoor, or even we put like a solid block there and there, so that people think they can make it past, but they can't. They have to turn around, and they go this way. When they go this way, they're, you know, they'll encounter their deepest, darkest fear, which is a long corridor, which leads them into the maze. So the maze part being over here should be fun. Hopefully, we need to make it so it's a block lower down, though. Specifically so people can't crawl in from the earlier bit. So we'll use over here as the snow part. We place that amount of snow here. Yes. And then that amount of snow. Oh, wait. Yeah, that amount of snow there. No, so that amount of snow there, and then this amount of snow there. And then that should allow people to stay crawling during all of this. Except it's not working, so we place a lantern. Do you think you can crawl onto a lantern here, internet? I don't know the answer to that question. I just know it's an interesting question. So we'll crawl into here. Place the trapdoor on the wall, maybe. So crawl in, trapdoor in. Oh, you can't go from crawling to... crouching to crawling very easily. End it with a painting. Oh, I like that. I like that I did, Dazed and Confused. Speaking of weird questions, I like to ask, why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies if you bake cookies and cook bacon? I don't know why baking and cooking really even need to be separate categories. Like, if we're being, like, totally honest with ourselves in a way that, you know, the world doesn't like to be, you know, wouldn't it be reasonable to stay... Okay, so we're going to have a lovely little crawl parkour bringing us around here. Oh, wait, so this is... What is this whole thing here for? Okay, so we're going to crawl over that onto a slab, and then these slabs will bring us across, just to make the earlier section look a little bit more confusing than it already is. And then we'll go into this part of the spider where the maze will begin. So the maze can be this dark section combined with the light section, and the maze will end when you get to this segment, which we'll have by having a trapdoor. The trapdoor has to go here, and they'll put a painting on the trapdoor. Painting. There we go. Yeah, that is my genius idea that I came up with myself with absolutely no assistance anywhere else. There we go. Chat, is that a spider painting too, or am I just seeing that? I feel like there is a spider painting, right? Am I wrong? Or is that just the closest thing that... Oh, that's the spider painting. So that's the one we really want in the space. But it's going to be a lot harder to get that there unless we do this. Ah, there we go. So it looks like you've got to exit via the spider, but you exit via not the spider. So maybe I should put it over here instead. Oh, there's only one thing that fits that space. We'll deliberately put a block there. Yeah, do you think it should be exit via the spider instead of exit not via the spider? Okay, so we'll cover this. There we go. Yeah, this way you exit by going through the spider, which is a really dumb idea, but I like it a bit too much. We'll cover this with snow layers. It's weird that you can cover an entire block. Are you meant to be... Can you place blocks in front of paintings? Oh, you can't. You can't place blocks in front of paintings. You can place snow layers, though. Why is this a thing? Via the spider 100%. Why are things transported in a ship called cargo and things transported in cars called shipments? You know, that one isn't even true. Not everything in a car is called a shipment. There are lots of non-cargoes. You can put cargo in a car, actually. There you go. Also, you can get shipments on a ship. You know, you've lost your credibility. I'm sorry, it's all over now. It's all over. So we're going to place some snow layers here. Because for whatever reason, snow layers do not count. And so now we can just have a sneaky spider in the corner. Why is that? This is blowing my mind, chat. Why can you put snow layers there, but you can't have blocks? What is the possible logic? Is it a glitch? I don't know. I want to know. Snow logging. So yeah, I think for one fun part of the parkour, by the way, it could be fun if we like force people to go outside. You know, obviously, I know this isn't what people in Minecraft love to do, but we'll force people to go outside, which I think you can do like this. And then specifically make that jump over there. I don't think you could make that jump while you're crawling, so we'll make it a crouch jump. Yeah, there we go. That's a fun little crouch jump. So this can be the 8th leg, by the way, I guess. There we go. Make a little crouch jump. And then if they want to come back in, there is a way for them to do precisely that. Just over here, there's a trapdoor. And then you bring it down on yourself. And there you go. So that could be a fun little way to have it come outside. And then, can you, even while you're crouching, can you make this jump without that block? You cannot. So yeah, we need the block there. Which is kind of lame, because then what's the point of even being crouching? So I guess we'll go back to crawl as the idea. It's just a little bit easier for people, right? And then we'll make these 2 black concretes. That looks weird, never mind. We'll just make it like that. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Or maybe I could go, I'll place like that. So it's like 2 going into 1. And then we remove that. Yeah, there we go. That's just how spider legs look. Trust me. Trust me, chat. You can't force anyone to crawl. No one can tell you what you can and cannot do. The Minecraft trailer. Oh, no one can tell you what you can and cannot do was suspended as the Minecraft motto. After Minecraft realized they actually really wanted to tell people what they can and cannot do. One of the messages of the modern world is that it is your duty to tell people what they can and cannot do. At least that is what it looks like if you spend enough time diving into the political realm. I mean, how would people know what they should and should not do if you don't tell them? There's just no way. There is no way, internet. Just remember, if anyone tries to convince you otherwise, that they probably just don't care about, I don't know, the children and whatever else. So you can jump while you crawl, but you can't jump while you crouch. That's an interesting point, Dasher. That didn't even hit me till just now, but you're right. Sometimes Minecraft doesn't make sense, and sometimes that's okay. This is not one of those times. So now we're going to have a little maze that goes up here. It's going to split off into 2 little branches. You can't really do too much in the confines of this space. We'll have one of the branches go over here. Lead it on top of the previous blocks. Oh, that's fun. If you go there, you'll get trapped in a crouch, so we'll encourage people not to do that. And then this one can eventually circle back round and end up right there. So this is going to be where the ending is. With no... Yeah, there's no way to get here otherwise. So these have to be the final few blocks. So we could have 2 exits if we really wanted to. Or we can deliberately, like, dead-end people and, like, kind of trick them. So yeah, I think this is... so that now this way goes down a few blocks, right? And we've learned the way to go down a few blocks is using top snow. So we'll do precisely that. And lanterns, maybe. You know, we'll just have lanterns here anyway. But no, yeah, we have this way, which will go around like that. And then go through here. And then go here. No, that can't work. Okay, that's... that's the extent of the last part of this parkour, I think. Is like, yep, you're going through, you're crawling through some stuff, and you hit the end. We could deliberately fill it. I think we leave some spaces open so it's not too ridiculously claustrophobic in here. And also so you get a sense of where you're going relative to other things. So now that is the end there. We don't actually need this top slab. So yeah, we can continue further this way. And we just have some slabs going over there. And you won't realize till you're too late that this was actually not the way. Ha 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 ha. Got you good. This was in fact the way. And so we go all the way around. We gotta convince people to go up via this gap somehow. Don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll work it out. And then they go up and they go over and they're in the end here. Okay, we made it. Lemon should overcar. Hey, Echo Soldier gave me a virus. You know, I'm always saying that guy is very irresponsible about his health protocols. He needs to realize that when you got a bad cough, You shouldn't be coughing in front of your subscribers. You just, you know, you gotta tell them to stay 6 feet away at all times or whatever the guidance is. I've been telling him this for far too long, and I'm sorry he hasn't heeded my guidance. So yeah, there's no way to get over there. Just people know they've got to do it. And so we'll have some random builds in this area, like something to distract people maybe. A bunch of ladders on the wall. Yeah, we can do something really dumb, like just, okay, there is a block here, and you know, that's good. No, yeah, we'll have like we'll make people go over a little bit of a gap. So we could make there be, also thank you. Hey, would you ever do a live Seed Sunday where we tell you seeds we think are interesting? I tried this once for Q&A Saturday where I was like, I'll answer every single Q&A question. And it just wasn't a very good video to just level with you right there. Also, I like that you exit via the spider's little fun time thing here. But yeah, after this, I think we move on from that parkour to a different thing altogether, which will be a waterlogged. I think this will be where people get a trident. We'll use a chest to represent that for now. Here is a chest. Inside the chest can go a trident. And should we use a chest? Yeah, we'll use a chest. And then after that chest, oh yeah, we'll surround the chest by like some I don't know, some trapdoors of some form. So people assume the trapdoors are for something else. Oh no, we use the trapdoors. We use fences or something. Just like I want it to be really confusing that this isn't falling right now. So some mangrove there and there and there and there. Now means that the water can stay in this container. Okay, so... Oh, but there's no way to get to it, right? Okay, so can I riptide from here? I can't. Chat, how do you think you... Okay, so you got a riptide from this little corner here. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I think I should use this somewhere, but not right here, right, chat? This is fun. Toycat, I have an insane seed, which has a village at spawn. OMG, it's like a 1 in a million chance. Yeah, I had to set up a whole email for people to email me seeds to be like, okay, majority of these aren't worth checking, but every now and then someone has one that is, so how do we... Yeah, this is a really fun challenge. How do you riptide from this chat? It is doable, but it's really hard. Okay. I don't know why my escape menu keeps coming up. I'm not hanging on purpose, I swear. Oh, no. It's so hard. It's so hard. Good to see you, Harrison, by the way. Waterlog the fences. There we go. Okay. So it is doable. And it's probably repeatable. Oh. But that is a struggle right there. So this is going to be advanced level Riptide, I think. I think the first level just has to be... I think we're going to use less of a block than this, like just a slab or something. So if I place that there, the slab is now waterlogged. Also, this is very confusing to look at. I don't know what I've done. Okay, we'll place that there instead. So now people can see there is a thing here, and we'll just, I don't know, fly right up to the sky. Something really simple like that. Like, look up. Oh, yeah, I'll even make a little ladder here, like, or like an arrow that points like specifically up. Chat, does that look like an arrow to you? It's okay if it doesn't. I would like to know. I'll use stairs, I guess, maybe. If I use some mangrove stairs. Does this look like an arrow to you, chat? Is that yelling go upwards? Now the spider has a tail. Yeah, the spider having a tail was not what I imagined we'd be getting ourselves into. But it's totally fine. And then we'll have a bunch of stairs going up. And then eventually we have a ladder. You'll have it be way above the spider, I guess. I think the higher up we go, the better this gets. So now we remove all these stairs in between. That is just one steep staircase. Needs cobwebs. Oh, we can't remove that last block. Yeah, maybe that is all the spider is missing right now. So you can't place ladders on the back of the stairs. Useful thing to know. So I'll go into being copper right now. I think copper has that fun characteristic to it. And we'll place a copper block there with a ladder that goes right on it. And then
It's
another
been
ladder.
a while. I suspect my toy cat tax is delinquent. Nice different kind of stream. Hope the UK cooled off and you're no longer melting. We're getting hurricane rain here. Didn't expect that.
I do have to say, I didn't appreciate how much weather changed in this season. Maybe I should have been aware. Maybe it's a common piece of knowledge for many people. But it's gone from like too hot and unbearable to like, oh, it's a little bit cold now. A little bit. I'm chilly. It went from that to that very, very quickly. Which was unexpected, you know? Okay, there we go. Straight up, and we're on. Okay, so this is going to be our next parkour. Using the... Actually, we could probably activate the Lytra for a little bit of this. Like, get further away. But yeah, I think the plan is now to say, like, go forwards a bunch. So we'll activate another one of these. We could probably use slabs to keep the... Yeah, we'll get some waxed, weathered, slightly cut slabs. I can't say it all, chat. I want to say it all sometimes. But it's just no one knows all the words in the waxed, weathered, slightly cut slabs. But thank you so much for paying the Toycat tax, Pat. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing much better. Especially weather-wise. I'm having a really, really busy week. And it's really, really stressful. Being like, oh yeah, this like thing I want to do, can't do right now. So we're gonna force people to go like as far this way as they can. So to work out where that is, we have to kind of measure. So we're gonna go, and then around here we're gonna like just set a random block. We'll use copper block. Perfect. Okay, so far that is the furthest we think we can go, but obviously you can go further. So over here looks like it's possible. So go up a little bit higher. That looks like it might be the highest too. You've got to match one of my throws. I guess we could... Oh, there we go. Oh! That's actually quite fun as an idea. And then make people do like a little bit of dancing around. Maybe have some lantern. Can you have lanterns that float? I don't think you can. Also, Grey Alexio, long time no see. Good to see you, Grey Alexio. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior chocolate chip cookie dough? I tried the Muforia cookie dough flavor again recently, and man, last time I tried it, I was like, it's just vanilla ice cream. It's kind of bland. Maybe it's changed, or maybe I've changed for not having ice cream in so long, but it changed my life. Let me tell you, I think you have enough bad ice cream, and then when you have really decent, you know, like I think a lot of people have problems with Ben & Jerry's for one reason or another. One thing you can't deny is they make really good toppings for their ice cream. So if you're getting like, you know, like low calorie, like not ideal ice cream anyway, you want it to have the best toppings you can. They put some work into that, let me tell you. Okay, so can we make this jump hit? Yes, we can. And so once we've done this, I guess we should like have another one be over there. Just mix up the parkour a little bit. Once we've done this, and once we've done that, we could probably jump from the first one straight there, so we'll make sure it goes like here a couple blocks. Yeah, that looks like it's the edge of possible, right? No, that's fine. That's more than great. So now we're going to have another water block, except this one's going to be harder to access. So how do we make a hard to access water block? Well, we make it a we'll place 4 stairs around, obviously. So this will become one of the new stairs. And then that goes like this, and this goes like that, and this goes like this. It's really hard to place what I'm trying to do right now, but we want to make one of these little cubbies, and then just one of them has water in. And now we're going to use this water to do some silly, goofy stuff. Okay, yeah, that works. So this could be like a point to go diagonal. Yeah, we'll say go diagonal at this point. And then we could have like a random floating water block they've got to aim for. Yeah, I like that as an idea. There's going to be a random floating water block somewhere around here. And you've got to aim for that. We could surround it by signs or something that keeps the water in. And so you've got to hit the water block and then immediately launch yourself from it. I think that's how you make a trident parkour work. I like how cute the spider looks from over here, by the way. It's very, very fun. Yeah, we're going towards Flower and Napster block. Yeah, it's fun that you can see which games I have some affinity for just based on this world, huh? Like looking around and seeing like, oh yeah, there's Majora's Mask next to the Wind Waker boatman, the King of the Red Lions or whatever he's called. And then there's the Undertale characters. Got a little bit into Undertale at that one point. Don't know if you can spot. Your parkour seems cooler than what I can come up with. I found a gap of 23 blocks is perfect for Riptide 3 if the player points block 9 to 11 blocks above the water. It's weird because it feels like you can go so much further. Like, the power you get from one of these is insane. But I guess if that's where you go, that's where you go. So here is about as far as we can go with it. We're going to place a copper block just so we can have a water. It's going to spill on the ground, hopefully not ruin anything. Okay, I think it might ruin something, so we'll temporarily... Wait, actually, okay, let's just see what gets ruined if I have water spill here. What are the odds that this is the area of my world where I have active redstone, so I can't just spill water? Okay, so is there a water flowing turned off? Structure void is unusable because you can go through it. Can you waterlog a structure void block, though? That is the question. So much that the outro music was from Undertale. Yeah, I had a real... I loved Undertale at one point. It's a very fun game. I mean, you could argue I still do love Undertale. So I have a sign. Yeah, this is what we're gonna have to like construct a little fortress of signs here. So the sign has to go somewhere though. So a sign goes here, and then a sign goes here, and then a sign goes here, and a sign goes here, and a sign goes here, and a sign goes there, and a sign goes here, and a sign goes there. Now those signs will be able to block the flow of the water. I don't know if there's any logic necessarily. I don't want it to be landing on a block though. It's got to land on something way less solid. So what is the easiest thing that you can attach? Okay, so we need... Oh, you can waterlog signs. That's useful to know. We need some better example of a block. So like a fence or something? What's the tiniest block that can support holding signs, chat? The least usable block. Maybe like a fence gate. Yeah, it's got to be a fence gate. And then we'll use a gold block just to get rid of the water. Can this support signs? If the answer is yes, I'm in. Okay, yeah, it can. So when you open a fence gate, it's the same as having no block there, basically. Carpet, string. Okay, so we're going to just remove everything below this point by just removing that and that. Okay, so this is a little bit of a wild idea. Not sure it's been tried before. But I'm going to make a water area exclusively around this thing. Is that a good idea? That is something we'll have to find out. Yeah, this is a little bit weird, a little bit wild. But if you look at it, yeah, that is now... Oh, it's going to try and get me to place the water above it. So now I need to place that block there. And then place the water specifically below the gold block. There we go. Okay, and then we remove this and that. And that is the closest thing we can have to a floating water block for now. We can do better with commands, obviously. But like with survival placement, and can we land in it? Oh yeah, we can. Oh, but we place on the signs. The signs aren't locked, and so I guess that can be part of the challenge. Honestly, it feels a bit cheesy. So you gotta face straight upwards to avoid looking at the signs, because if you look at the signs, it stops working. No. Okay, so you can't. Yeah, you gotta. That's way too hard of the signs there. I think. You could have used a structure block, wax the signs. Yeah, I guess that's the simple explanation. Is you just, oh yeah, you're gonna have to wax the signs. Even then, it might not work as intended. So, what is it called? It's called honeycomb. I don't know why honeycomb is wax, but it is wax. Okay, so we wax the signs, and now they're unwritable. Very very weird little quirk. Useful to know though. And now. Riptide ourselves over there. And then Riptide again, go. Okay, so that is too challenging. I guess we'll just close the fence gate off. We'll remove some of the fun maybe. Okay, so now you still have to land on a fence gate, which isn't an easy thing to do, to say the least, but it is doable. And then from here, we can bounce onwards to wherever we're going. And yeah, we can make it switch to Elytra Parkour soon. Better than adding another single-use item. yeah, I think, though, like... Yeah, I think the honeycomb feels odd as an item. ibxtoycat, if you're reading this, I wish you good luck. Thank you. What are you wishing me good luck with? I'm a little concerned. Cobweb instead of fence gate, easy. Oh, yeah, if you cobweb... Oh, that would be so interesting. Well, you know what we gotta do next, then. Okay, so one more trident challenge. We can force people to, like, throw downwards, maybe. Or, like... No, let's force people to go genuinely the furthest you can. So I'm gonna unbreak one of these signs soon. Unlock one of these signs. This is now going to be a pure endurance challenge. How far can you go? We place a block right here. I don't think that is easily doable. That should be like the pure limit of what you can do. Right? If I could... Yeah, what do you reckon, chat? Is this doable? If it's not, we move it, obviously. The insecurities, perhaps. Yeah, I was just trying to say, like, it's kind of crazy to have your own insecurity and be like, ah, yeah, well, it's probably fine. But, I don't know, it's like, this is why the era of social media, like, mess people up, is like, a lot of people, is it Instagram the one people always cite as like, oh yeah, a lot of teenagers started, like, you know, killing themselves, feeling they needed to, you know, like, eschew their entire gender, or whatever it is, like, a lot of people started going through extreme mental distress because Instagram was measured, like, just the idea of measuring likes, showing you how many people liked a photo, gave you immediate insight as to how many people, you know, liked you. It was just meant to be, yeah, love this, etc. But, yeah, just that tiny little thing of, like, yeah, you can then see how many it has, means you can measure, like, yourself versus other people. You can measure yourself versus past you, and you can see, like, yourself versus yourself. Oh, when I'm out at the beach, I'm more popular when I'm at the shopping center, which I'm less popular than when I'm out somewhere, and, you know, like, and then you can start to get real wrapped up in that. I must admit that happened to me to some extent a while ago, says Logan. I don't think it's a abnormal thing. I mean, maybe you'd prefer if it was. I'm not sure if that's true to say. But, yeah, I feel like it's a very, very standard thing. Okay, so now we're going to have an Elytra Parkour. I don't know what Elytra Parkour looks like right now, chat. So we're going to work it out. I guess we just have some rings you got to fly through. Yeah, that's a fun idea. I'm going to have some rings you got to fly through, and they're going to lead us over to maybe over there, the gap between that thing and the next thing. So how do we lead people in the right direction? We have like a thing here, and then there's going to be a chest in the middle here. Again, just a nice simple chest goes there. Gold block goes there. So the chest is going to give you the Elytra. And then it's going to be like jump. And then I think we're going to have a long gap before the next thing. So do you think we can make it all the way there in one swoop? Okay, so let's go. Yeah, so somewhere over here, we want to make a ring. Somewhere over here. I think there's a big empty spot, which is just begging for a little Elytra ring. Minimizing social media is a great thing to strive for. Elytra Parkour is glide. I find it comforting how much people ignore me, but that's probably because my livelihood isn't tied up enough. Yeah, I say this a lot to most people that, like, it is a blessing to some extent to realize how, like, one of the things that can help you a lot is realizing how little people care about you. And that sounds like a real... Also, what is Coral Fan Hang Free? What is Double Stone Block Slab Free? Why do these things have free in the end of them, chat? I'm so curious. Oh, because there's free versions of it. Okay. Interesting. They're all called Double Stone Block Slabs. Huh. That's fun. Sorry. Anyway, we'll just place a diamond block or something. But yeah, one of the things that, okay, so we're gonna place it like diagonally. And we're gonna make a little ring. I don't know how to make a ring in diagonal, chat. This is my first attempt. Hope it goes well. But yeah, I think realizing how little the world cares about you is really, really useful. Because it helps you... I think, you know, for some people it's important to realize that the world, you know, the world cares about you in weird ways. Like, as an aggregate, you are very valuable. As an individual, your value really varies from situation to situation. We all inherently care about each other, but not in the ways that we would all assume. You know, like, people will spend long hours of their life volunteering to help other people out of crises, but also, when you really need someone, you might not find them, you know? That sort of a thing. Chat, does that look like a ring to you? Why does it look so strange? Okay. It's fine, so we're gonna fly through that. And we're gonna try and direct people sideways. How do we direct people sideways? I guess we could make it like it's a diamond. I guess if you make it deliberately like curved one way. Like if we do this, for example. Oh yeah, that's weird. That's real weird. Okay. I might have made it better. I might have made it worse. But now that's clearly funneling people in one direction at least, right? So I've achieved... Yeah, we'll go even further. We'll go even further. This looks kind of halfway. I've got a full commit on this one, I think, chat. I think I've got to just full believe. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. That looks great. So that... Now we've done something, whether we know it or not. 3D hoop. Okay. So now it's going to lead people to the left. Just kind of intuitively, right? And then from the left, they're going to see there's a new ring just over here. And they're going to want to fly through it. The ring is going to be just above ground here. And this one will be... this one can be nice and two-dimensional. So... Yeah, to make a ring in Minecraft, here are my pro tips. 1, don't do it. Whatever you do, do not do it. 2, have a good time. Those are all of the tips that I have for you today. But yeah, it's a really simple ring. It doesn't have to be a lot, I don't think. But enough to make like kind of a little miniature glide minigame. Yeah, 10 out of 10, lol. Thank you very much, Cat. That's all I strive for. I have officially become a master builder in the place that it matters. So then we're gonna fly through here, and then to kind of pick people up, we're gonna do something. Actually, maybe it'd be fun if you end the parkour by going into. Okay, so this is really, really stupid, chat. Actually, we could lead people to the side here. No, it's not gonna work. Yeah, we'll lead people into a hole then. So this is a hole. I think you will all agree. And then we will deliberately make it so there's like a center of the hole, which is like very well signposted, maybe. Yeah, it's a bit basic, but it does the job. Yep, that's that's fine. I see nothing wrong with this. If we do it both ways, yeah, that's deliberate. There we go. So now we just make it like this. Make it very clear there is one place to aim. And now, is that even possible? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. You could use bubble column blocks or command blocks. Yeah, my guess is that this isn't going to work, but I would love to be wrong. IFender vibes. Yeah, I kind of see it actually, Logan. I kind of see it. Who doesn't strive for cat's approval? Literally has a blue name. How can that also my kids? Says that cat. Yeah, also where are my diamond? Okay, so the rest of the parkour is all the way up here. So it really is leading people a little bit away from the center. But that's just okay. So that's what you need those 3,000 diamonds for, says Super Zoga. Hey, thank you for being a diamond cat. Hope you're doing wonderful. Also internet, why is my internet bad? You could play Run free. Oh, I loved Run when I was, you know, maybe playing games I shouldn't have. Is Run available? No, wait, we did this on stream once. I started playing Flash games, and it didn't go well. I like playing Flash games, but I shouldn't play Flash games, is what I concluded. Okay. Chat, is this gonna work, do you think? Oh, it might just. So we're gonna go down a little bit. Gonna keep the momentum going. And then last second, we're gonna have to swoop up and make it into the eye. Oh, no, okay. No! Okay, we'll try that again, just like, same idea. So we're sliding down, and then we're coming up. Okay, so that's actually quite hard to replicate that amount of, like... I think, like, here we'll do it. So, like, we're going down real fast, and then we're coming up real fast. Okay, so it is possible, it's just a whole pain, but that's okay. That's my middle name. And then I think we could just do, like, a series of bubble columns, right? So we'll place a soul sand block here. Soul sand. Or in fact, we could use the Riptide Trident if we really wanted to. And then we'll have a button or a sign or something dumb here. Or even just the warp fence gate. And then we slash fill. And then we make a big column going upwards, like 25 blocks. Water. Whee! And then from up here, we let people out. And it's going to kind of go backwards this way. But instead of going out, which is what it's kind of doing right now, we would have... Can light go through a painting, chat? What do you reckon? Okay, right now, make a guess. If I place a painting down, will the light go away or will the light stay? Make your guesses now. Do 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 do. Oh wow, it's him! It's Frosty the Panda. Oh my god, it's Frost! I can't do my Frosty the Panda voice anymore. There was a phase in YouTube where everyone assumed to be successful, you had to do a fake voice. The light will stay is what most people think. Oh, secret lighting technique, I think. Secret lighting technique. How to have a room without having windows. That sounds like a dumb video title. How to banish windows from your house. Yeah, it's an entity, so it goes through. But it looks the light. Also, wow, that's quite interesting. You could have like a good way to do a sneaky way through here. Anyway, so we've got ourselves a lovely little area now. We'll just leave that there, so people don't even know where they've got to... I guess we could place it down like that. There is a 2x8 painting, so now... How do we make sure it goes 2x8? I think you have to place it like there. Okay, so... Now we've got this lovely room. And then just to the right of the painting... We want to go further this way, though, so... We'll deliberately put that back. And we'll lead people this way. We'll make it like dumb parkour on the way. Like, how do you make dumb parkour? Lava. So, people have to avoid the lava. How do you avoid the lava? You don't avoid the lava. It's everywhere. Okay, this is actually simple enough, I think. But it's fun enough. Anyway, so, now that people have avoided their lava... Yeah, we'll make it so if you want to go see outside, you can do that. Little Easter egg. But once you go far enough this way, we can activate another tunnel. So this tunnel, oh yeah, then we could make it like... So this ravine is already here. I'm going to have to make a big tunnel through it. But I can make like a little glide course that goes right through there. Then brings us out into this. This I could cover up and make it look like it's more natural. And then that could bring us to wherever the end of the course is going to be. I think the logical end of the course has to be my mushroom monument, right? I mean, sorry, it's my melon monument. Can't believe I'd call it a mushroom monument. But, yeah, that's my idea. It's my bad idea. Can you land at the fence gates with an elytra? It could be a little shortcut. Oh, yeah, I like that, Dasher. Okay, so let's see what it looks like from the outside. That's the important question, right? Also, I think the water has started to spill out from somewhere. That is not ideal. So we'll just cover that up. And that. And that. There we go. Problem solved. So yeah, you can see the fence gates from the outside, just about. But there's no way you're making it there. I don't think. Maybe the perfect speedrunner might be able to do that. It is possible. It is possible. We could make it so going through this ring here saves you like 3 seconds or something like that. Cuts 3 seconds off the time. But then someone who's smart knows. Avoid the ring. Go straight for where you're going next. That might be the move. But yeah, that is a simple enough plan. And now, once we get out of that... So also, I guess if you knew that, though, you'd know you could come out of there. So we have to kind of probably sneak this across. Yeah, we want to make this not so obvious that we're going to go through there next. And so... that is doable. No, but you know, it's fine. There's no way anyone's making it up here. And if they were going to, they would see my staircase and they would quiver. Okay, so from here, we have to go through that gap there, I think. Yeah, that's going to be my only gap in and out. We're going to deliberately build around this and make sure that people know this is your only way. We're going to seal off this ravine somehow. I don't know what that way is going to be. But yeah, that's the hole to aim for. In fact, we'll make it out of granite, just to make it extra clear. This is the way. There is no other way, because that way is not made of granite. Everything else, we're going to just seal off here using stone. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird ravine, isn't it? But yeah, we're going to fly into this, and then from here, it's going to be a big tunnel through this. It's going to be a weirdly carved out tunnel, but it'll be great. How do you support people who transition their gender, says HR Hider. I feel like, okay, the more complex something gets, in terms of, like, how do you support someone who stubbed their toe? You support them by saying, man, sure sucks, huh? How do you support someone who, so that then it's harder for the next level up, which is like, how do you support someone who maybe is having a bad day? It's like, okay, harder question still. How do you support someone who's unsure about their future? Like, they don't know what career path they want to take. Giving the wrong advice there genuinely might end up messing up someone's life entirely. If someone told me when I was 14, what you need to do, what you have to do is you need to so bad become a police officer or something like that. Like, if someone had given me like a career path, I'd be locked in, and then maybe I discover I hate it. So you can really mess someone's life up with bad advice there, right? So the penalty for bad advice gets higher the more serious the issue is. What if it's something that is that life-affirming and where so many people, like, who get involved in it, end up, you know, like, it's got one of the most insane suicide rates. It's such a touchy subject that you cannot get it wrong. Which kind of applies to the people who are, like, embarking upon it, right? Like, you need to be real sure, but also, like, you know, it makes it very hard for anyone else to give you realistic advice. Like, I think trying to simplify it with the advice for what do you do when someone stubs a toe, or what do you do when someone has a bad day, does not work for something that is so lifelong. Like, a lot of people... What upsets me is some people turn it into, like, an ideology thing. Like, yeah, I really agree with this thing, so I'm going to encourage people to do it. It's like, no, wait, or like, you know, I don't agree with this thing. I'm going to discourage people from doing it. I think in a healthy society, you should be able to encourage people to do things you personally disagree with if you like the person enough. It's like, you know, I don't agree with genocide, but, you know, I can see that you really want it. And rather than stopping you, I'm going to support you because you're my friend. And we should all be able to come together and say stuff like that. I think, you know, maybe we'd live in a better land if so. Okay, so, yeah, this is a really simple hole now to look at. I think I want to place a bunch of stone here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just place stone in a nice orderly fashion. It'll mess with everything around here, actually. So we have to be very smart about this, but place stone all the way around there, and around there, and then around here. We're going to end up with some weird... No. We're going to end up with some weird things, but it'll be great. Don't worry, Toycat. I support you stubbing your toe. You know what? Do you want to? Also, do you compare transitioning to genocide? I think I would compare... I think the comparison more aptly would be like if you believe in someone, you know, if you believe that not transitioning is genocide, for example, then you should still also be willing to say, like, okay, in some circumstances, someone needs to do a genocide if it's better for their individual circumstances, right? Like, just because that I think is the more important point. But I feel like, you know, actually, it's way more fun to say. Actually, I'm sticking with your point now. Actually, that's more fun. You know, if someone, it's literally the death of the, I don't know what, like the female race when people decide to switch things up, right? Also, yeah, I think genocide moment says washing lemon. Yeah, indeed, you're welcome. No religion. So anyway, how's the weather, chat? Tell me about the weather where you are and also your favorite color. You need a better analogy? I'm pretty sure genocide is never good. Yeah, genocide is never good, but it's still important. You know, you might, for the people who are doing it, you know, say what you will about, you know, say what you will about the Stalins of the world, right? But I think that he genuinely thought he was doing a good thing, and that if he came home and was having a bad day, if his wife tells him, like, you know, you gotta stop killing those kulaks, I don't know that that necessarily helps with the I just don't know that that kills fewer kulaks, is my point. I don't think, you know, if it did, then maybe I'd be advocating for it. So now, by the way, we're gonna now make long tunnels. So they have to be really long in one dimension, but not the other. How do we work out which one? I don't know. So, cannot place blocks outside of their world. Oh, I didn't do a little squiggly line. Thank God it didn't let me do that. Okay, 0 blocks filled. So we'll do minus now, I guess. Okay, so minus and minus is that way. So we're gonna make some nice long tunnels. This one is 3 blocks deep. So if we make it now, okay, that's the depth. So we want a lot of depth on this, like 26 blocks of depth. Oh, that's fun. And so yeah, to make this look more like it's so this is, by the way, where controllers come in handy. We're going to make a lot of holes, and okay, we don't want them to line up perfectly like this. If you make enough holes like this, you start to get like more of a natural kind of cave vibe, I hope. So now we're going through another ravine, by the way. So again, we don't want people to be misled to the sides. We want people to think that this is the way until they get over here. Now we're gonna make the tunnels. We'll just keep using the same size we're using, like 2 by 2, or maybe even 1 by 1. Let's make these lovely 1 by 1 tunnels, and then just make as many of them as we need to. By the way, I did some D&D recently, and have to say, having a professional DM is a real fun thing. What I think is crazy also, by the way, is the fact that professional DMs exist. I can't get over the idea of D&D seems so fake for it ever to catch up, right? Like, if you, am I the only one that thinks that? I must not be, but it's like, yeah, what if there was a video game in your mind and that video game was the most popular video game out there? I don't get it, but I also get it, you know? Anyway, so, okay, this is real dark in here. Real dark. And we also need to make sure that we're going down to account for the fact that, yeah, that's a thing that happens. So as we go through this, we're going to just destroy some random blocks, and we're going to come down with it a bit. And then destroy some random blocks, come down with it a bit. Destroy some random blocks, come down with it a bit. Destroy some random blocks, come down with it a bit. And then go to the right a bit, come down with it a bit. Just, you know, like have a nice little tunnel design like this. We are going to let some natural light in here, but for now I just want to work out how far are we to the outside world. I don't actually know. Yeah, D&D is awesome. I really don't know how you're living in this delusion you're in. Yeah, how does anyone live in the delusion they're trapped in? Also, look, there's a random zombie spawner here. I wonder how long that zombies existed. What a fun little quirk. I love how no matter where you destroy random chunks in your world, you'll end up with stuff like this. Okay, so I don't know where I came out of this. Okay, this is my tunnel. So we're going to try and lead the tunnel kind of sideways diagonally. We're going to do that manually by hand, even though it'd be much faster not to. And then the tunnel out should be like 2 and then like 11, right? Okay, I did that wrong way. Yeah, so we'll start from out here. I'll kind of just blast our way through the mountain. Okay, and then come down a bit, and then come down a bit, and then come down. Okay, this is a very messy way to do a corner. But so far, it is just about sort of working. The ceiling is far too low still, though. That is a bigger problem. But right now, you can see we've got something here, right? We've got a broad idea of how to do a parkour. Maybe make one of these tunnels into a big worm, like in Dune. I still haven't watched Dune. You're making me realize I need to do it. It's one of those. I just need to find 4 hours in a day, casually watch some Dune. It's what I really need in my life. Okay, so, and then we're going to have just a big final diamond ring over here. So we could make this like you could go either way sort of thing. Like, you could go right or you can go left. You go around this weird thing. Oh, unless you can't go right or left, because if that's the edge of my world so far, then you wouldn't be able to go anywhere else. Yeah, this is the edge of my world so far, which is fun to be able to say. So maybe we should force people to go through this trench. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We can force people through the trench. And then round this. And then there's going to be one final diamond ring over here, maybe. I don't want it to be too visible from where we were before. So we'll make it deliberately, like, hidden in some way. But this is going to be the end of the course. It's the big final diamond. What represents a win more than diamonds? Like netherite, red netherwart blocks. Yeah, sure. Red netherwart blocks. They could glow or something. We should have a big old ring, maybe a small old ring, and this is how you finish the parkour, which has now gone through 3 separate phases. Yeah, I think we should also have some more crawling mixed in with the elytra, because again, what is that? Have you ever seen that message before, chat? And how has it happened to me twice today? Okay, it is still multiplayer. It's failed, but it's still working, which is weird. I love your geography videos, the CRM. Also, a huge hut for the sandwich. I enjoyed the sandwich far too much. I thought it was the dumbest, silly thing that not enough people appreciated. But, also, Toycat, if you were a log, which one would you be? Stripped included. If I was a log, which log would I be? I would be a good log, that's for sure. The best type of log. The logs that all the other logs are jealous of. So we just want to put a basic arrow over here. Like something real simple. Makes it very clear. Go this way. Yeah, it's a little tricky to see, I'd say. Yeah, you know, that's good enough, though. And then we'll do the same with our opening over here. So we've got another hole coming out of this, right? It's wherever the zombie spawner is. Over here. So we'll just make sure people know to go left. And just these 2 arrows now have made us most of the course. And now we can do the refining process on that course, obviously. But yeah, look at that. We have... the arrows don't match. That's fine, though. That's fine. If you're a Minecraft block, which one would you mostly relate to? Man, these are some questions that you're asking. These are sure some questions that you're asking. So now let's put some lanterns in this cave, because I think that's what we're gonna do. Just lantern the place up a bit. Doing this with an elytra is next to impossible right now, by the way. So we're gonna really improve on my add a lot of blocks that you can exit with. And then now work on removing this floor. Yeah, this should go even lower down, really. Like, this should go insanely low down. We'll move back a little bit as we're doing it, but really we just want to have the widest, broadest cave we can. And I think we've got some way towards doing that. Chat is being unruly. It is one of the hardest things that people don't realize is like moderating being able to actually like moderate people's behavior is so hard. Like I'm gonna have a crazy opinion here. I am sympathetic to the role of how do you actually have a functioning police force. You need some arbitrating body in society that decides when people have to do stuff and when they don't. And so usually what you have are courts who decide who's in the right and wrong on complex cases. But you can't wait for a court case to decide, for example, someone is currently attacking me with a knife and I don't like that. If you had to wait for the court to be like, well, sir, Your Honor, the defendant was trying to use a melee weapon on me in a way that I believe would end up in my death. And so, and then the guy has to be like, oh no, when I was yelling stabby stab, 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 I wasn't trying to stab the victim, which I was representing. I was trying to tell them about my dinner plans. I was going to, you know, like stab a watermelon and then use it to make a lovely salad. Oh, I see how that could be You don't have time for that. You need someone to be on the ground right now and be like, you are messing things up. You are spooking people out, etc., etc., etc. Like, it's really hard to be like, but then the person who wants to stab people, their rights are being infringed to some small extent because, like, why can't they stab people? They just want to stab some people here and there. We need a full storytime live stream, says JP Talks. I think storytime is fun. I think storytime is a lot of fun. I also think, I feel like a lot of people like the idea of stories, but you like the idea of good stories, right? Like, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you the story about the time. This is my favorite story. About the time I was in college and my friend ordered 4 pizzas. And I was like, 4 pizzas, Daniel? That's insane. And he's like, this is how many pizzas I need for lunch. That's the funny thing about, like, the Domino's did like a $1.99 personal pizza special for a little bit. And it was like, but if it's $1.99 for a pizza and my pizza budget was £8, why don't I just get 4 of them? You know, the pricing model does some weird things to people. But yeah, so anyway, keeping peace is hard because people have conflicting visions and goals. And so appreciate people like Kat who managed to find the balance there. You know, sometimes she's too nice to you too. Sometimes it's got to be like, no, no warning for this person. They just got to leave. We're gonna stab them and like that. That'd be my, like, the man wants to stab you. Eye for an eye justice. He should be stabbed, but doesn't work that way. Right here, right now, at least. Anyway, so I quite like our little parkour so far. I feel like this needs some more manicuring, right? We need some just details in the wall, just random blocks here and there to kind of help it out. Maybe you could do some extra blocks on here too. Just, you know, something. The fewer sharp corners we have, the better, I think, is in general a good rule, but especially here. We need some more guidance that people should be going this way. So we'll remove the water because it seems like it's doing the wrong thing there. And we'll use this water as the main guidance. We'll also kind of seal this off. Just make it look not too enticing. Ideally, that is what should happen. So now people see that there's like a dead end there. You can't fly through. And you should see something over here and think, okay, that is probably the way. Yeah, just some glimmer of light should do that for you. And then we want to make this tunnel look a bit better. It's very messed up right now, chat. What can I say? It is very, very messed up. Needs a bit of work. And I think we'll fly through it with an elytra just to test it. Try using dripstone. It can make the cave stand out a bit more. I feel like I was a little ruthless when I was a mod. I enjoy power a bit too much. You know, see, Dasher is our resident Stalin here in chat. See, Dasher likes to, you know, like, maybe make a few bans, you know, send a few people out to the gulag. You know, it's in her DNA. We can't fault her for that. But, okay, so this is way too... I think I need to bring in raise up the entrance for this thing, even. If I want this to work functionally, I might need to have, like, some form of ladder here. Okay, so that is precisely what we'll do. We'll have a ladder, and we'll make people climb it. And then just a few extra blocks of height should go a long way, I think. Okay, so from here, with just that little bit of extra speed, we'll see if maybe, just maybe... Oh, no, yeah, it's still too sharp. This is, like, impossibly sharp. Oh, no, it's still not... It's not technically impossibly sharp. We could allow people to, like, hit the ground, I guess. And then we jump through here. And then there's just not enough height. And we're going through here. And there's not enough height. We could give people one firework at that point, maybe. Okay, so we're almost there. Can we make it through the red ring, chat? No, we cannot. Yeah, this is, it's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece. But yeah, so we got a resident Stalin, and I feel like we need to be, you know, tolerative of like, okay, so sometimes there can only be one dictator, and that's Toycat. Sometimes we just gotta say, okay, sometime, you know, on Thursdays you can have your genocide goals, but you gotta cut down. You can't, no genocide on weekends. Like, you gotta start simple on these things sometimes, I think. It'll go a long way. Maybe the smart thing to do is this. So you can make the curve more smooth. Ah, yeah, that works, huh? Okay, so we want to make this less sharp. And also we want this to go way lower down. I think that is what I'm concluding from all of this, is like, this is too high. We need a bigger cave. We need more depth to it. And I think we just about got that now. Okay, so I think I removed my lantern, but it's fine. I can place another. Down here is still way too low, so we need to start getting in holes and filling them in. Just like this. And then also as we go around the corner, we'll do the same. And yeah, I think the ceiling could do a bit of work too. Yeah, that's great. That's as good as it's ever going to be, at least. And then just for fun, we have a little firework rocket in an item frame over here. I don't want this to be required. I think it should be like a little bonus. So how do we make it so it's not required? Okay, so that's just a little bonus. I think to make it not required, you can do something real simple. So we want to be able to fly over here. And then, yeah, this is not going to work without some drastic intervention. One firework does the job, sure. But so that you don't need to use the firework, we can do something good, I guess. Okay, so through there, that is the end of our parkour, chat. That is the end of the parkour. I'm pretty impressed with it. Let's go, my favorite Asian man, says Vev1881. Thank you very much for acknowledging my contributions to our continent. Yeah, Toycat, I recently found your channel and I'm enjoying the content. Thank you for what you do, says Jeebus. I'm glad you like what I do here on this channel. I feel like it's really hard to, like, define it sometimes. Like, maybe that's something that's good or maybe it's bad. That this is, like, to some extent, within the Minecraft Bedrock world. It's a bit of a variety channel, right? So, yeah, I think that's something that is something. Yeah, the amount of height we have is not enough for what we want to do. And so in that situation, I think the only thing you've got to do is have a way for people to, like, re-get their height. No, I think you just got to give people a firework. Maybe you point them in the right way. We'd have, like, a lantern there and there and there and there. So they can pick up the firework rocket and do it. That certainly is a simple way, yeah. It does the job, I guess. It does the job, I guess. And then, yeah, that looks great there too. So make a waterfall to go through. Oh, that's a fun idea, Captain Arthur Morgan. Everyone loves going through the waterfall. So we can have this come off the world and then climb through that. In fact, where's the? I guess this is a waterfall. If you go through here, you get another firework. Anyway, so yeah, to go back to my beginnings here. Because I think this Elite Parkour it's probably going to require some tweaks here and there, but the base structure at least works now. You can do the parkour. Now the important thing to do is to go very much to the start and do the crawling parkour again, and to make sure the whole thing flows section to section. There is crawl parkour, Elite Parkour, and there is some trident parkour in between. I also am working on something, by the way. I don't know for sure how we're going to do it. But I'm making this blue ice pathway, which is going to go all the way around my creative world. So it's got a few goofy sections on it. It's a blue ice pathway, by the way, with train tracks on it. Don't question my logic. yeah, so I've got this blue ice pathway, which is going to go all the way around the creative world. Eventually is the plan. Right now, it kind of just goes from my main part all the way up here. And I don't know, like, maybe have, like, little commentary signs to explain what's going on. Or maybe we could go a step better and we could have, like, commentary interactions or something like that. It's you know, it's one of those fun ideas. But right now, this is where it ends. So I need to go, like, okay, bring it up and over and, you know, do some fun stuff. And I've got to work out, like, what's the most important stuff to go through. So this, you know, this end city portal, ancient city portal, rather, pretty important, I would say. This little comment building section, not as important, but if it's on the way to something, we'll get it. This terrain over here was, I also, wow, this is my dream house, but in Minecraft. And then we can come round to this, round to the minecat, I guess we could say. And then where from there, like, it's hard to say, like, what's important enough to definitely include versus what is not. I guess we could come from the minecat down, back down to the Let's Play, or maybe, like, see it from above and, like, showcase some stuff from up on this angle. Could be kind of fun. And then I've got something over there that I would love to know what it is. Oh, this is my city chat. I didn't realize it was in here. Okay. So this is a really old copy of it. But one of my first things I started building when I came to Minecraft Bedrock was like a city. And most of the city got deleted, but some of it has survived. So what I have so far is I have a hospital. It's a nice hospital, I know. I have a bridge. I have a hotel. Look, it says hotel on it. And I have a Ferris wheel. That is the extent of my city so far. I hope you like it. And then, yeah, I've got some other really, really questionable things in here. So look at the number of cauldrons I have here. It's beautiful for cauldron art. I've got too many chests over there somewhere. I've got an end city. We built this by hand before there was a clone command. Do have to say, absolutely wild amount of work there. And then there's too many chests here, but I think we removed the too many chests. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. Look at this, chat. It is a ghast, but it's a nether portal. Isn't this the best? Isn't this the best? Okay, sorry. I think I just had more creativity back in the day. That is all I'm concluding from looking at this. Oh, they're almost chests, by the way. I think I just used to have more creativity. Your city needs a sugarcane tower. I agree with that, Scoopsky Cat. So yeah, I've got to work out how this all like ties in together, etc. Something I'm gonna do, and then I think like so that there's like a couple of things people to do. So when you load up a world, you're not just like, what should I look at? I think a parkour, and then maybe also like a little tour. Could be fun little things to do. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. Like, how do you have a world that is like so iconic to so many, actually makes sense for people who like kind of get it? It's this important thing for basically every task out there. Is like, how do you find the people who are... How do you... Like, there are people who really like basically anything. But there are also a lot of people who are like on the fence. Or like, you know, like it a lot, but like, you know, aren't really like as like sure about it. You know, like there are super fans who know everything about Starfield or about Star Wars or about Star Trek. All the stars, people know them all. Okay, can we do this jump here? Yes, we can. And then we go some regular parkour and some regular parkour. And then we have to do some some weird cobweb parkour. Wait a minute, you already have a spider build in this world? I just saw it. Yeah, I was building this spider build from that spider build, Dasher, if you'll believe it. Good city. Thank you very much, Rafina Unique. I mean, doesn't it have everything that you need anyway? Also, parkour. Yeah, it is a parkour tour. It is a parkour tour indeed. But yeah, I think, okay, so now we go through here. We have to go, if we go down there, we get trapped. So that's probably something we should fix. We'll just place some blue ice there. We go through here, across here, and then not down there. This trapdoor is just to confuse people who get trapped up there. So then we go down a block. We want to go kind of diagonally though. Oh, we didn't do it correctly. Or that's not doable correct at all. I don't know which one the case may be. So we need to place that block back there. And we need to re-crouch ourselves. So yeah, this block can't go... Okay, so we place one of those there. Oh, so this is too much. So we have to crouch under this. We need another block on the ceiling. Like that. Oh, but then that's too low. Yeah, that's... We can work it out. How do we get through this gap, chat? It forces me to crouch right now. I'm crouched, and I'm not crouched. It's weird that you can climb that while crouching, but not otherwise. Anyway, so we need to work this thing out. We need to make sure it's all good. Right now, the solution seems to be simple. We just use a staircase block between here and there. Maybe you're right. So staircase. It can be any staircase. We'll use polish this for now. And then that will work only on half of that block. Yeah, I think this is gonna mess me up. But let's see if that's good. So in we go. And then crouch in. So yeah, we can't fit through that gap, but we might be able to crawl through that. Yeah, you can. Okay, so that if you stay here too long, you start crouching. But if you just hang out for a bit, you're good. Then we run through this. Oh, that's kind of cool to look at. It looks like a intimidating wall ahead of you. So we go through this. Same problem here, I guess. So we have to make this like to really curve in a certain way. So we'll make it curve off to the left. Doop 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 doop. Okay, then we'll just let people out. This whole area here can do with some additions, but for now we do this. Put ourselves down, jump up into this, jump across there, jump up in here. Crouch down again, and there we go. Look, we got a whole parkour thing going on. This is the correct way, or no, it's not the correct way. Oh, I got tricked, and now I'm trapped. Yeah, you need enough of these trapdoors to like re-let people back in when they make a mistake, I guess. So we got to crouch onto this, then crawl, and then go back across, and whoopsie, do a little jump over there. Oh, we can't. We shouldn't have done the jump. We uncrouched during the jump. I vote for a lava crawling section. I still think that's a good idea. I still really do. I think it's a really good idea. So yeah, I love that we made the world better today. I think these little casual streams where we do something different are really fun to me because it gave me an opportunity to do some work in my creative world. Something that I really do want to do more of. Like just today, we learned so much about the crawling mechanic via like dumb mechanics. But yeah, I hope that we have more time to do this and just kind of goof off and learn about some items. If you want to see one of these streams, I don't know how to like do it in a more exclusive way. I guess we'll just unlist them when they're done. But we'll be doing some streams like this maybe in the future. Because this is one of my favorite things to do in the world. Is just test some things, find out interesting results, and then share those with people. And yeah, what I found out about crawling is just really, really weird. Kind of makes me want to make a whole second video about crawling. The ultimate guide to crawling. If you want to see it, let me know. For now though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. I've had a great time. But I need some dessert in me. I didn't eat dinner. I had a pizza slice at 4 p.m. And it's always better when you're having fun, Toycat. Thank you. I hope you're having fun, because it's always better for me when you are too. And if you're not, then whoops. Yeah, and also I'll be working on you will see a new video in this creative world soon, because I'm doing another weird builds you shouldn't make. It's I spent half an hour and accidentally did something wrong. And you might appreciate that when you watch the video, or you might not. But yeah, it killed my soul for a few seconds, and then I laughed it off, so it was good. But yeah, you'll see some videos in this world soon. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!